Hello YouTube and welcome back to Let's Play Hearthstone. In this episode I'm going to do the same things I've been doing all week and I'm just going to play and do ranked mode, which is what I mean by when I'm going to play. Because there's not a huge deal of reason why I should do casual rather than ranked. If I do casual I have a better chance of winning, not a great deal better, but a slightly better chance of winning, just because in ranked people are, actually trying really hard to win, and they have good decks that they probably spent money on and countless hours on, which I clearly have not. I've played quite a few hours, but no money, not yet. I have not succumbed to the temptation of buying a bunch of cards, which I may eventually do, but probably not anytime soon. So, anyways, I'm fighting thawed meats. All right, against a rogue, they'll probably have a bunch of early game stuff that's going to be difficult. And I was about to get rid of the Sunwalker, however, I'm going to keep it because I have Innervate, which means on turn 4, actually no, turn 3, I can cast a Sunwalker, which would be pretty awesome. It's not the best 6 mana cost card that I could use, but it's pretty awesome, like I said, because now that means, and amazing, this is, let's see, okay, so that's, if I use this on the next turn, it'll be turn 3, that'll be able to use that thing. Okay, I think I got this. Alright, so, alright, first turn here, second turn, 2 mana, put this there, that's 3, and then 4, so then I do that, which, okay, so I didn't quite do that entirely, what's it called, efficiently, kind of. It's kind of good. It depends on what card I get next. But in this, because I have my shield, I'm not even describing what I'm saying, I'm just talking it in incomplete sentences, because I'm so excited for this, because this is one of my favorite things to do as a druid. Even though I'm sure as a rogue they're totally going to be able to destroy my plan, which is going to be really frustrating. But so they've already done 4 damage to me. Not a huge deal, because I'm probably going to do a lot more to them. There we go. That is what I'm really excited for. So I'm going to use Wild Growth, get myself to 3 mana crystals. On the next turn I'll have 4, and then I'll have plus 3 mana crystals here to summon a 7/7 War Golem on my 3rd turn, which I think is amazing. I love doing that as a druid. My only problem with that is that they probably have a card called Sap, which you may have seen before, where that card returns an enemy minion to its owner's hand, which may not seem like a huge deal, but when I spend 3 cards to use it really early, then that's really frustrating when they just potentially send it back to my hand, and then I have to spend the full 7 mana crystals on it, which it wouldn't be the end of the world. I mean, I wouldn't just lose the game because of that, but I would really enjoy if they just let me have this, because that would be amazing. And they'll probably have Sap, or on the next turn they'll be able to use Assassinate if they have a 5, because it's a 5 mana card. Please, okay, they're just going to use Shiv, not a big deal, I can deal with that. However, because they just use Shiv on my Shield Bearer, that means that that thingy can attack. I forgot what it was called for a second. What is it called? The Scarlet Crusader. Has Divine Shield, not a big deal. They're using the Defias Ringleader to do that, and again, I'm sure they're going to have Assassinate either in their hand now or soon. So I'm just not even going to worry too much about that. I'm going to get rid of that Defias Ringleader. I probably should have used it. Use my Shapeshift to get rid of the Divine Shield on the Scarlet Crusader. However, I don't want to take the 3 damage. I was just going to take the 2 damage, even though I got 1 armor, so it's only like taking 1 damage. But I really want to keep this War Golem alive, because I just really enjoy having a really powerful card really early on. But then again, there's so many cards that can just annihilate a minion for like very little cost. Like there was that Nourish card that I mentioned at the end of the last episode, that destroys a minion but makes the opponent draw a certain amount of cards. That can be really useful for times like this when I've got a 7/7 minion on my side. But dang it, they've got a Grizzly, which not a big deal, I suppose, because I could always just use I could always just play my Lord of the Arena, which I'm going to play next, and then have my War Golem attack the Grizzly, and then be able to do all that, whatever. But it's going to be really interesting, because now they're playing a lot of cards, and right now I don't have any taunting minions, so that could be really dangerous for me, because they'll have a lot of minions that can just attack me directly, rather than my one big minion that they can just easily destroy, because I really don't have a lot of cards to get rid of their minions. A lot of my cards are basically just to play my own minions. Now here, I'm going to use Lord of the Arena, like I said I was going to, and then... I don't want to use that yet. Okay, I'm not going to attack his Grizzly, even though I probably should have, because he's probably got a card that's going to destroy my War Golem, but I didn't want to attack it yet, and then I'll only be left with 2 HP, because then he could get rid of my my Lord of the Arena, either with one of his own spell cards, or with the Defias Ringleader, this one? Yeah, Defias Ringleader, and the Scarlet Crusader, because they have enough attack to destroy my Lord of the Arena, even though they'll be sacrificed in the process. But then he could use his Ironfur Grizzly and his Defias Bandit in order to take down my War Golem, or switch that up either way. One of these two attacking with a pair of one of these two, because they both have 5 health, so it's not a big deal. Or not a lot of, or not too much setness. It has customizability. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, so on my next turn, with 7 mana, I'm thinking of using my Taunting card, or what I would actually enjoy using, even though it's probably not a good idea, is if I were to use my War Golem to attack his Ironfur Grizzly, which on the next turn it'd be more useful to use Lord of the Arena to attack it, but if I use my War Golem to attack it so I only have 2 health, and then I use my Healing Touch to restore 8 health, which is a bit of a waste because I only have 7 max health, and I already have 2 health, so I'm only recovering 5 health, and dang it, he's assassinating which one? He's assassinating Lord of the Arena. Interesting. Which means that now he can just use that. That is a relatively smart move for him to use. It could have gone either way. He could have used his Assassinate on my War Golem and then just have the others attack him. It doesn't make a huge deal, but now I'm going to be using my Sunwalker and my Shield Bearer, because now I've got two taunting minions, one with a Dying Shield. Obviously, the Shield Bearer is not going to be quite as useful as the Sunwalker. It'll be helpful as a small little bonus taunting minion shield guard thingamajig, but then the Sunwalker is definitely going to be where my main strong suit is because it's so defensive. But the Sunwalker doesn't have as much attack power. Even though it's a 4/5, which is decent, especially with Divine Shield, it's not going to be as powerful as my 7 minion or my 6/4 or 6/5 Lord of the Arena. So I really do hope that I get another strong minion, like the Core Hound or Ironheart Protector, or even just another War Golem or something, just so I can have a lot of power on my side, and actually do a lot of damage to him rather than just whittle him down with a bunch of other cards like mine. Return a minion to your hand, it costs 2 less. He's going to use that on the Shattered Sun Cleric, which only costs 3, so with 1 more mana, he can just play it again, bring that up to a 5/5. Very smart decision on his part. Or he might make this a 3/3, but he'll probably make that a 5/5. Like I said, very smart decision on his part. I'm not sure who he's going to attack. He could... he'll probably attack the Shield Bearer with that one, kill it, then do not really any damage, but get rid of the Divine Shield on that one, which means that I'll need something else to get rid of that Ironfur Grizzly. I wish I had killed that sooner when I had the chance, but obviously I did not, which is a problem. So let's see. Yeah, could use that. I'm going to instead do this, where actually, I probably should have used the other thing. I'm just going to get rid of that one right now, just so that he doesn't use some spell to get rid of it. Where at the very least, if I really need to, I can use my Shapeshift to get rid of the rest of that Ironfur Grizzly. But right now, he'll have to use either the Ironfur Grizzly or some other spell card to get rid of my Shield Master. That's bad because the Lord of the Arena is pretty good. But let's see. I don't think I'm going to win this one, just because I'm starting to lose the cards that I have. I mean, I've only got 1 card in my hand, and then, 19 in my deck, but right now they have 4 cards at their disposal, basically 2 on the field, 2 in their hand, and they have the life advantage right now. Well, almost. They almost have the life advantage, but they don't have the card advantage, so unless I get something that helps me actually draw cards, then I'm in a bit of trouble, because right now I'm playing on the defensive, where I'm just playing minions to try to protect myself, while he's just destroying my defenses and getting at me. So now I have all of my cards on the field, my 2 minions, and then he has 2 minions that counter mine pretty well, and then he's got 3 cards in his hand, so he's definitely got the advantage. And I'll probably lose, like I already said, but I really enjoyed having that War Golem out there on turn 3, which maybe that's not the best way to use my plan, all the Innervate and card, or coin card and whatever, but it's just really satisfying to me to use that kind of strategy and get a really good early deck going, or early hand or whatever. Even though I did make a couple mistakes, I probably should have attacked his Ironfur Grizzly with my War Golem, because I'm sure I should have known that he would have an assassinate. I mean, I already kind of said that he would have an assassinate, but you know what I mean. I should have accounted for that and gotten rid of all the minions that I could before he could do anything to empower those minions, or just do whatever. So it's just, it's kind of an interesting thing to think about, I suppose, in my own head. Ironbark Protector, great card. Too bad, I mean, I can't even, like, even with this Ironbark Protector, he could easily get rid of that with an Assassinate or a Sap or something like that. Or he could use his Lord of the Arena to damage me down to 7, and then use Band of Knives with that. So, I mean, really? Yeah, he's definitely going to win, just because he is getting all these advantages on his side. Although now it's not a huge advantage, because I've still got 24 health, and he's got 23. But he has 4 cards, I have 0 at the moment. And now he's using Headcrack, which is going to be a great combo for him to just constantly use and just whittle down my health little by little, while I try to pick up the pieces of my Fallen Defense, I suppose. So let's see what my next card is going to be. Let's see what it is. Sunwalker. It's nice. Probably not going to be enough. Now I should probably use my whatchamacallit, my Shapeshift to attack his minion, just to get the minions off the board and then let my minions do well. But instead I'm going to use it to attack his champion, because he doesn't have a taunt, so that makes his champion a little more vulnerable, for me to just lower the gap, if not switch the gap so that I have a higher health than him, which again, it's probably not something that I should prioritize necessarily. Obviously I do need to get damage down on his life faster than he gets damage down on my life, but I do need to clear the board and get dominance on my side. If that makes sense. It sounds kind of weird to me, but I don't know. It's just the whole meta of the game that I'm not entirely in tune with, where I should probably be focusing more on board control or board presence, as I've heard it said in the forums a little bit, where I'm trying to get where I'm trying to get my minions on the field or my cards in my hand, so that I can do things to the board on the field, and actually make a play where I'm in a position of offense, where I'm making the plays to attack him and he's trying to put up things to defend himself against me. Because right now, like I've already said, I'm putting up cards to defend myself, because he has all those minions on his side. Now, that was totally fine for me. He used up his raid leader to use, he used his raid leader to use up my shield, which he says mistakes were made. I don't doubt that, because he has now 5 cards in his hand. He definitely probably could have used something stronger than just using his raid leader to get rid of my shield. So now I've got 7 attack on my side, but I don't have any cards in my hand, and like I said, he has 5. Backstab, deal 2 damage to an unharmed minion, and he'll probably have something that does 3 damage, or just Headcrack to do 2 damage to me. I think that might be a start. Nope, and he's going to use Frostwolf Grunt, which in my opinion he probably should have saved for the next turn to combo with the Headcrack as well. However, he probably has other cards, or he's just not planning on using the Headcrack that efficiently, I suppose. Let's see, in this next turn, if he doesn't do anything to my minions, then I'll use my Shield Master to get rid of his Frostwolf Grunt, in order to get that one down, because I don't need I don't need to worry about my Shield Master being too damaged, I suppose. I don't want to overkill it with my 4 attack and then be left with 1 HP left, so I want to have the one with higher HP and lower attack in order to destroy the 2/2 Frostwolf Grunt. And now, again, I've got 7 attack on my side, which means that in 2 turns I could take him down, unless he does something, which I'm sure he will because he has 4 cards. And I'm back up to 28 because of that restoring health, that 16 health upgrade, because of it, or whatever. So anyways, now he's going to use that to have 3 attack on his side. And, oh, that Blade Fury, I mentioned that on a previous episode sometime. So very nice, well played, well played. That was a nice move that he pulled off. However, I still have almost twice his health, which is pretty good, especially when he's down to 12 and I've got 22. Only 2 less than twice his health. And good, Core Hound. I really hope he doesn't have an Assassinate left. He probably does. Probably has an Assassinate or a Sap. both of which are very good at dispelling or diffusing threats. See, that's the term that I use in my head that I don't think anyone else uses in the meta, which I don't say that as like oh, I'm better because I use this term. I just mean that I'm weird and out of tune with the meta, because I use the term like threat diffusal. I keep saying dispersal or something, but diffusal, kind of like a bomb diffusing, where it's just, oh hey, they throw out some super powerful minion, I'll just use polymorph on it. Leroy Jenkins. Oh, I love that card. But anyways, so he's got Leroy Jenkins, and he's going to use a head crack, which I think it's hilarious that that card even exists. If you don't understand what that means, ask in the comments and I'll try to explain it, even though I probably won't be able to. Actually 6-2, I didn't even realize that. That's actually pretty strong. But and of course I get Innervate. That's useless right now. But instead of attacking his Leroy Jenkins, I'm just going to attack with my Core Hound, because he could still potentially win this. His Leroy Jenkins is enough to destroy my Core Hound, and on top of that, I only have 15 health left, so with his 6, it is quite a bit of damage, and he has a Fend Creeper, which means I'm probably about to lose, which seems so strange to me. Alright, he's got Eviscerate, dealing 4 damage. Wow. Alright, I think I am going to lose. That's... I thought I was about to turn it around. I only need 1 damage to it, but now he's got a Taunting Minion, and I can't do that. That is insane. And of course I get that's ridiculous. Basically, when you have Wild Growth, that's supposed to give you an empty mana crystal, but you can only have 10 empty mana crystals. So I'm just going to use that excess mana. It's a card that you get that just lets you draw another card. Thank you so much for giving me that card. And you know what? I'm even going to use Innervate to get that extra armor to bring myself up to 8 HP, which is just thank you so much for that. Ironbark Protector. It's going to be very helpful. He could still destroy it, but it would cost him his minions. Deal 3 damage to enemy hero. That's kind of bad, but okay. Now I'm down to 3 HP, which means that he could kill me in the next turn, but he'd have to sacrifice... Oh man, this is going to be a really close game, because he's probably going to kill those minions. I mean, he's going to sacrifice both minions, which is so close. This is such a close game. I commend you for getting so close. This was so close. I keep saying that over and over again, but it's just so ridiculous to me. So I could play this Core Hound. I really wish I could kill him with the Core Hound, but I'm just not even going to risk it because of how close this is, and just attack him like this. So I commend you. Do a little high five. Not high five. I clap. Round of applause, because that was a really close game. And I know I said that like 10 times, but I'm really happy with that game, the way it turned out, the back and forth between who had power or whatever. So yeah, I like that. I like that match. Let me know what you think about that, if you enjoyed watching that, or if you're just like, meh, it's boring. I really enjoyed that match. I don't know why that it just sticks with me, just because we both got so close to death, and we got so close to winning, but then I ended up winning, but I like that. Even if I had lost, even if somehow he had used like a move that increases weapon attack or whatever, and then beat me at the last second, I would have been happy with that, just because we got so close. Anyways, so that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.